Hey, Mark, therefore art thou my Romeo. Wherefore art thou, Romeo? How's it going? I just decided to do a morning coffee chat.
Morning.
Marquina just walked by, as you saw. Oh, there's two people watching now. I'll be shocked if we see who's this. Jama Martin. Hey there, Jamma. It's Jamma. Biggest little city bear 89. How are you? Good morning. Good morning, Hog and Mark. That's from Brittany.
Good morning, Brittany.
Good morning to you. You know, we do this. Jama. Her name's Jama.
Okay.
Thank you. Hi, Jennifer. How are you? Hi, Gagging. So, like today, when I'm on schedule, I do my thing. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, and Janie is gonna join me. Hello, Hoggy and Mark. Hi, Kayla. How are you? This is what we do every morning. We just get up and make coffee and just sit outside and water or whatever. So I figured, that's a good time to go live. Lisa Wingard. How are you? Oh my God, you guys, guess what? So me and Mark decided that we are going to buy little street scooters. No, not the kind you kick. Wait. It looks lovely. We've got storms and rain. Oh, it's really pretty. Has Janny had much drama since she was last on? Janny is always a show. She always has something going on. And I don't even fully know her. I'm getting to know her. And I think, people want to, she's an interesting, a real person. Like she's a real person. So I'm interested in seeing what more I could get out of Janie. I'm doing well. My oldest cat passed. Oh, I'm sorry. Your orange kitty. Oh, I know. Mark says he's sorry. Poor things. It's never easy. I never really knew like how painful the loss of an animal could be until we lost Moshi. And that was just it. You think about it every day. Every day. So yes, we do. Speaking of puppies and our we have some coming. Two, they're going to be brothers, but they're half brothers actually. But one of them will be a full-blooded brother to Moshi, and the other one is a half brother. So we're getting those two. People, it's so funny because there are people who are just really I don't know. I can't think of it. What's a nicer word than anal, Mark? Anal. They get an idea stuck in their head, and that is like it. That's all they think about.
They decide that the way they think is better than the way everyone else thinks.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, I know we're all kind of like that to a little extent. We all think we know more or better than somebody else, but this is the thing. Yes, we are getting.
We also know there's room to be wrong. It's okay
yes,
to be wrong.
it's okay to.
I'm wrong.
I love being wrong. I do, and I think that'd be a great slogan. I love being wrong, because you know what? If you're wrong, you could always get right.
Prove me wrong. I would love to prove
you
wrong
could
once.
always get right, right?
Always.
So you could always improve. If you're wrong, you could do better. Okay, but anyway, this is the point. The point is, Chicken heads. What's up, gagging? Anyway, hi James. When do you get the twins? I'm thinking we're gonna get them in about a month. They're from the same lady that we got Mochi from. This is going to be her last jaunt at this, due to, it's so funny. People, people will talk about breeders in a bad way. And I get it. There's different styles and types and classes and different morals of breeders of whatever. And everybody has a bad experience or a positive one. But anyway, we absolutely love Mochi's breeder. We've maintained a friendship with her. I mean, she's a great person. She's a great dog mom. And I unfortunately stirred someone in her direction that has really, how can I put it, scared her and made her feel completely different about raising beautiful little Shih Tzu puppies. I directed a woman toward her, and she lives not far from me. Huh? Referred. There you go.
Yeah.
Referred a woman. Yeah, I thought I was doing a good deed. And hi Jay. Hi. Oh my God, Martinez. Something. It comes across really strange. Years ago, I used to breed Shih Tzus and recently started to breed again.
Aw.
Miss Hogg, have you ever delivered a baby? Unfortunately, no. I wasn't blessed with a uterus. Okay, so anyway. Ashley Ann, love you, dear. Hey, I'm supposed to come see you. So anyway, so got back together with, got in contact or remained contact with Mochi's breeder. Her name is Vanessa. And anyway, we referred a woman named Nikki toward her. And I'm gonna tell you, people will talk about breeders and stuff, but I'm gonna talk shit about you rescuers now. Or you so-called rescuers. Okay, I'd love to meet you one day. Oh, hi, John Denver. How are you? Love to meet you.
Hell yeah.
You had a live birth, I saw it. Hey, Leo Mason. Hello, Billy. You're looking great.
Hey, Leo.
Hope you and Mark are doing well. We are. We're doing wonderful. Thank you.
Hope you are too.
Yes, you hear, Leo? Mr. Switzerland. You ever go in the Swiss Alps and yodel? When do you want to do that, Mark? We should go to the Swiss Alps and yodel.
I would take off all my clothes and jump in the snow.
Rescues make huge money. Oh, I know.
Yes, they do.
And and I get it. There are people who have really good intentions. They do. There are people who have a kind heart. And I know people who have that kind heart. But oftentimes a kind heart is often ignorant. Okay, and sometimes a kind heart can be arrogant as well. Because they're so arrogant in doing good sometimes. I'm a hero, I'm this and that. And there are heroes. I'm not saying there aren't. It's just, but if you have ever gone through a rescue, you will know that the rescue thinks they own you. They think they own you and they think they own that pet. And you know what? The thing is, if you want to own that pet, well, then you keep it. Keep it then.
You pay for everything.
And you pay for it. And you pay for the food, and you pay for the care and everything, but you don't give someone. Is Grandma on here? Did you forget to button your shirt? Joanne Nelson, don't look at my breasts, okay? They're not for you. And just because they're exposed doesn't mean that you have to look at them.
Yeah, Joanne.
Okay, don't look at my dirty pillows. Okay, but anyway, so and we do have this experience with the rescue. But anyway, they just think they own you. It's like, wait a minute, I thought I was the hero here. I thought I was the hero in rescuing an animal.
You had to raise the animal.
But now you're the overlord. You're the overlord over the animal that I have rescued, And you know what? And rescuing comes with a heavy price as well, And it's like, for some reason, if I get this dog over here that people didn't want, and I pay $500 for it, I'm all of a sudden a saint. But if this other dog, who was deliberately created for someone to love,
bred and loved,
and somebody lovingly goes and gets it for $500, why is that less of a transaction? Like, why is that not as respected? Check out Rocky Kanaka on YouTube. He works with shelters in California. You're all insecure about your shirt now. Oh, I don't care, actually. Look, I don't care. Anyway, she just brought awareness to it. But anyway, so we have two cats. So I can talk about our shelter, our rescue experience. We have two cats. Now, we got two cats, and you get them fixed, and that's fine, because we decided, even though the rescue said the cats have to strictly be indoors. Okay. Well, we have a certain philosophy when it comes to raising animals ourselves. And not just you, Miss Rescue, who keeps 20 cats in cages in a piss smelling a 1-bedroom apartment. Okay. So all of a sudden, for some reason, this rescuer who has cages with cats in it piling up in her apartment, floor to ceiling, supplementing her income. Okay. Supplementing her income. For some reason, she can tell me and Mark, you may have 2 rescue cats, but they must remain indoors. Okay, so let me cage up my little cat and let it, piss up the house, piss up the cage and everything, right? Okay, dear. We have a secured backyard. We have a catio outside of a cat door. So the cats go outside, and they go into a cage area, and they can leave if they want to. Okay. Now, I understand people, they have this philosophy of, keeping your precious little kitty cats or your little puppy dogs completely 100% under supervision and care all the time. That's great, but me and Mark, we have the kind of animals that like to live life. Because they told us.
We enjoy it.
Prometheus and Oreo said, Daddies, we don't want to be locked in the house all day. We like to go outside. We like to be cats. We like to run and chase lizards.
We like to kill rats.
We like to kill rats. We like to keep other cats off of our property because we are kings. We are lion kings.
We're the lords of our corner.
We're the lords of our corner. And you know what? If that means that this cat might run into a coyote at the age of 10 and seal its fate, then that's what's going to happen. And we will cry about it. But we want to have cats and animals that live lives, not just be our little
And
accessory.
they don't go far. They pretty much stay right near the house.
Huh?
They stay close.
Yeah, and they do stay close because they know their boundaries, they know their territory. Your cats always seem so chilled. They are.
And they were inside for a year and a half.
Yes, and they were in the house for a year and a half. So they're very disciplined and trained,
Kept on leashes for a year and a half.
Yes. So they know this is their home and this is where they will stay. Is there a chance? Of course there is. You know what? Just a week ago, a very large and healthy coyote female was roaming our street looking for food. And she was very well fed, so she is getting food.
Very well fed.
But anyway, so just so you know how we feel about animals. We love animals so much that we want them to live as natural of a life as possible with our care.
Because we live in an area where people dump boxes of kittens on our
Yes.
doorstep.
Yes, and we live in an area of and a culture of people that really don't respect animals that much. They'll go and they'll dump them in your yard. They'll dump them at the end of a driveway. Whatever. We've gotten 2 boxes of cats before for us to take care of because somehow the neighbors know, oh, they're animal people. But anyway, so yes, we have our two beautiful new puppies coming. I'm guessing in about 4 weeks. Give or take. I don't know. One litter is a week behind the other. Um, um, and I struggled with this. I went back and forth. Do I lie? Because I was going to lie. I was going to lie to everybody and say that we rescued them. But is it really a lie, Mark? We rescued them from a home that can't take care of them because the home wasn't designed to take care of them. The home was made to create the animal, but not to keep the animal. So we're rescuing it.
See, I think anytime you get a pet, it's a rescue. Anytime you get a pet, it's a rescue.
Mm-hmm.
You call it what you want. If
Yeah.
you want to use the term rescue, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Because you no matter what, getting a pet is completely selfish.
It is completely selfish. You're right. I never thought
Just
about
enjoy being. I like being selfish. I'm happy being selfish. I'm
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, because you know what? The rescuer, they go. Jay says, in fact, you're both right. It's like saying that Angelina Jolie's kids are more valuable than your kids, the kids that you bred. I mean, do you think that Madonna's children or Angelina Jolie's children are more valuable or more like what's the word they deserve love and care more? No, than a child that's biologically born to a family that they raise. I don't think so. I don't see how it's really any different, to be honest with you, except the person who rescues wants credit for the rescue. They want credit for it. Hey, when you breed a child and you poop it out, there's no credit. That's yours. And you better take care of it, huh? But the thing is, if you go and rescue somebody else's, now all of a sudden you're a god on top of it. I don't need that credit. That's okay. You can call me a selfish dog buyer. I'm going to get exactly what I want. I want a Shih Tzu. I want a dog to replace the dog that I lost. And it's that simple.
And I wanted to be cute.
I want to be cute.
Well-bred.
Well-bred, well-groomed. I want all the attention in the world that comes with it. I want all the people that used to talk to us and engage with us and give Moshi attention. Loved it all. I loved the whole sense of community. I loved the whole the relationships we formed from it. There's a lot to dog ownership, and it's all selfish. It's all selfish. To the people that go and rescue animals.
Every second of it.
The person who goes to a dog rescue and they get a dog that can't walk and cannot control their bowels and they wear diapers. I am so glad you found a dog for you. I am so glad you found that dog that needs your specialized care and love. That's wonderful. And I am so glad you exist. And I am so glad that you're happy doing with what you're doing. See, the thing is, you're not going to do that unless you want to do it. So you're selfish. Okay. If you get an animal that is paralyzed, that needs a diaper, and that is something that you went to do, and you went, I'm going to get this poor, pathetic animal and I'm going to nurse it. Honey, you're doing it for selfish reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You are. You're not doing it for that dog. You're doing it because you have a need to fulfill by taking care of that animal. Okay, so that's your need. Your need is to take care of a sick animal. My need is to have an adorable little animal that adores me.
That person that's taking care of that handicap or sick animal,
Yeah.
right? Think about this. And there's so many of them out there. Some people love to suffer.
They do love to
They
suffer.
just want to suffer.
I see it every day. Mark has a great point. People love to suffer. They do. They love it. I go through
And
my
we can't
stories.
talk about it. I'm just suffering so much. Oh, it's so awful.
Mark, there's pride in suffering. There's pride in being a victim. And this is the thing. I don't understand. They love it. Why do people like to be unhappy? And the thing is, I see it on my stories all the time. I will go through my stories and I'm like, typically, like I post funny stuff.
Mhm.
Like I like to laugh. And even if people might think I like to post thought-provoking stuff or things that I come across, but I don't want to bum you out. Like I don't want to like now I might post things that might be alarming, like, oh my God,
What things you enjoy?
this is what happened today.
This is what you find enjoyable.
Yeah.
This is how you're enjoying your life.
But I do it in an entertaining way. I get all kinds of stories from people that are all victim type. Oh, do you know that you know what I'm going to tell you what I've really been harping on lately is women. Like you would think that women are chained to the kitchen. The way some of these women behave, it's like, dear, you put so much value in men that I think you're not really the feminist you think you are. You sound like weak women. I don't know. It's just very strange. Very, very strange. Oh, wait. Mario says, my mongrel who wets herself and can't walk is the love of my life.
There you go.
You all need to feel bad for my pet and feel guilty for being privileged. That's right, Mario. That's right. And Mario, I'm so sorry you're brown. Okay, I am proud of getting over all my sadness. I can't stand that victim shit. Agreed. I have a 9-year-old boy, red healer. I have a bird with one leg. Mark says, fuck that. I buy Cavaliers. Well, yeah, it's so stupid. It's like, well, why don't people apply that logic to other shit? How come you don't go buy a home? That's like go buy the worst home in a neighborhood. You know what I mean? Improve the neighborhood. You're a hero. Yeah, go move to the ghetto and why don't you clean it up? It's like,
You know what's funny? Okay, so that same person that will adopt a dog, right?
Mhm.
That has one leg, it can't move, it doesn't have any nerves in its mouth, so you have to feed it, right? That's the same person. Oh, I would never put this animal down. Let them get pregnant, right?
yeah.
Oh, hell no. Oh, no, this thing has to come out of me. I'm not having this little parasite here.
The disabled dog earns me compassion points. I even wear a cape while wearing it, while walking it in a stroller because I'm such a hero. Mario, why don't you just put wheels on its back legs and just pull it? You know, like those toys?
Just put it in a roller skate.
Yeah, just put it, yeah. You could zip tie it to a skateboard.
Yeah.
Zip tie it to a skateboard.
You pull it with you.
I have a snake that's paralyzed from the neck down. Ray, bless you. Really bless you. You hear that, what Ray has?
That's called a rope.
He has a rope. I have a snake that's paralyzed from the neck. You know what? Can you see him? I could just see him shoving rats down its throat.
And then squeezing them through.
Yep, squeezing it down like he's milking a cow.
Well, no, like you're cleaning out chitterlings.
Yeah.
You have chitterlings, or you're cleaning your elk,
Uh-huh.
and you got to strip all the poop out of the.
Oh, the intestines and stuff.
That's how you do it.
I have a cat who barks. Emilio, bless you for taking that poor soul in.
Poor thing.
I had a cat. I named him Igor or Igor. He had a gooey eye. That's from Martin. Okay. Mario says, no. Put it on a stick and make it walk like that baby toy with popping balls in a glass dome. They were like gumballs, huh?
You gotta do pop.
Yeah, Martin loves the paralyzed snake.
Good morning, Martin.
Martin, what kind of hairdo would you put on a paralyzed snake in your salon? That's what I want to know.
I would give it a weave.
A weave. You're hot glue a weave to the snakes.
I think he's crazy glue.
So, Jerry says, Eminem, aka Mark and Mario, are wild today. They are. So we, what about 4 weeks, right? We are
June 18th.
June 18th. Mark, I'll tell you, Mark, while we're both excited, Mark, I think, is more excited than I am. Well, I think we're excited in different ways. You know, he's kind of more technical with the numbers and getting down to the date and stuff. I'm more I'm buying little bow ties. I bought a big thing. I should just show you. Okay, let me get it. They just came in the mail right now. We just got them on Amazon. And yeah, okay. If you guys want to call me a big homo, this is where my homo side comes out. So I know, you all think I'm just like this big masculine man. Why did my screen, it got darker. Anyway, but I'm really into the dogs, and I got a bunch of ties. They were on sale probably because we're far from Halloween, but look I got all these little ties, these little neckties for Halloween. There's hundreds. I don't know. There's so many of them. Anyway, there's bow ties and there's long ties. And then because, yes, we are getting boys, but one of our boys is going to have a top knot. Some can call it a ponytail, but yes, it's a top knot because that's what I want. And I had originally bought like hair accessories, like bows and stuff. They were too girly. So I got these ones. Just a bunch of little plaid ones, a whole bag of them. So they're all plaid, more masculine colors because yes, I am, me and Marquina are misogynistic men, and we like our boys to look masculine, even if they have a bow in their hair. Yeah. Those are so cute. I love them.
I'm gonna put one on his balls.
Hey, Greta Money. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Yeah.
Greta.
Marquina would like to say hi.
Hi, beautiful.
God, the last time we saw her was in Temecula,
She
wasn't
has
it?
the most amazing smile.
Yeah,
ever.
very pretty smile. And skin too. I think she had like
Beautiful.
really milky, soft, fair skin.
I bite her boobies.
She's Snow White. Greta Hansen, I can be Snow White.
I totally bite her boobies.
Bite her boobies. Your live streams are my favorite. You're such a am I a good talker? Thank you. You're gonna turn those puppies gay too.
Bite the boobies.
We're probably gonna I'm probably gonna make an Instagram channel. The dogs are the tentative names. Well, Mark is more set. He's set on his. I'm not set on mine. He is going for Titus. It has a much bigger, grander, elaborate Roman name than I can repeat. And I was thinking about. I've been going through different names: Tucker, Thurston, Leo. What was another one I came up with? Wolfie, Wolfgang. I do like the name Wolfgang. But Jerry says tetanus sounds better. Cast and blast. Heather says, I have a 3-legged dog I got from a rescue. He's the best. The first thing I did was buy him bow ties off Amazon. He looks like a distinct. I love him. I love the ties. I love all of that.
You should get him a little cane.
A cane? Oh my God. Get a little cane and a top hat for your dog. That would be cute. Hi, Hogatha. Sisty. Carolyn from Washington, North Carolina. Well, hi, Carolyn.
Carolyn.
Teeterton. Name it Muffin. My dog's name is Buffy. Or Buddy. It's Buddy. So, I guess, okay, we wanted the dogs to have different, their own personalities and stuff. So Mark goes for these like Roman sort of power names. I like more of a, I don't know, an aristocratic name. I don't know if that's the right way of putting it. I basically want my dog name to sound like a snotty little rich boy. That's kind of what I'm modeling his whole thing after. So I just want him to be very pretty and Tucker. Well, you know what? Tucker is an aristocrat name. You know what? I looked up like rich, like boy names, right? Tucker was in there. And you know what's another one, Mark, that I considered is Sawyer.
That's a cute name.
Isn't Sawyer a cute name?
Like isn't Tom Sawyer?
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that.
So I'm thinking about the name Sawyer too.
That's adorable.
Someone said, yeah, like even Reginald or Alistair. But don't you like that name?
I do like
Sawyer.
That's funny.
Does he sleep a lot? Wait. My late dog's name is Barnabas Collins Esquire the Turd.
Oh, that's outstanding.
That's so cute.
That's outstanding.
Someone said Weston, the name Weston.
That's cute.
No, it sounds like my old friend that I hate now. I don't want it. Someone said Bogsworth, even Bogsworth. Donald and Hunter. Benedict.
Wow.
So when he's a little jerk, you can say, stop being a Benedict. My cat is Princess Featherbottoms. That's so cute. I can never think of names like that. It's like when I think of names like that, I think it's stupid. But when I hear other people do it, it sounds cute.
It's so cute.
Does everybody go through that? Let me see. I like the name Aloysius, Destroyer of Worlds.
Aloysius.
It's Aloysius. It looks like a name you would know. Robin, I agree. Sharp, short, syllable names work best. I do. I like short names. I do. Like two. I like two syllables at most. You know.
I like Magnus too.
Mark likes Magnus, but he's not. See, this is. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell you what Mark's doing. Okay, this is what he's doing. See, we were, we were gonna, get a dog to replace Moshi, but then it turned into two dogs. Okay, and so then the idea was, okay, Mark will name one and I will name the other. Okay, so Mark has named his, but he's not done shopping for names. So he wants to assign, like an evil doctor who assigns you a gender at birth. Mark wants to assign the dog a name.
Yeah.
But I'm the one who creates the name. See, Mark doesn't realize his work is over. He doesn't have to worry about it anymore. But okay, so what he'll do is he'll go, you know what? I like the name Magnus. Okay. Yeah, but I'm going to keep my dog Titus. What happened to Moshi? Oh, Lord. Hank and Atticus, two Southern gentlemen.
Atticus is cute.
Mark does like the name. What happened to Moshi? Cyril, Jude, Judas. You guys are the best.
Aw.
We have Fergus. I remember Fergus, Lisa. Ladybug. Oh my God. Roshifus? Rosalie and Gilly.
Oh my goodness, how cute.
Bruce is classic. Okay. Greta, this would happen. I can talk about it now. It was it February?
Yeah.
In February, we went for a walk and we had been training Moshi to go off leash for some time now in, the evenings where there's no traffic, I mean, I could make us sound as responsible as possible because we were, but he wiggled through the small window that there was of our irresponsibility and while training and all that. And it was just a freak thing. And he just, I don't know why, darted from the yard that he was walking in and jumped in front of the only car on the street. It was like, I don't want to say it was almost like a meant to be thing, but it was really strange the way it happened. Oh, thank you, Greta. Oh, she sent us $20. You're so sweet. So once Moshi got hit, Mark picked him up and we took him to the vet, and he was just too he was too hurt, and the damage that was too severe to repair was his urethra. Apparently, if your urethra becomes detached from your bladder, it's a pretty severe thing. And it's a very delicate procedure. And it just, he would need a specialist, and they weren't prepared to do that surgery, and they couldn't do it there. They would.
There was no specialist not here.
There's no specialists in the area because, because of where we live. But it was very devastating, and it took a long time for us to just finally get to the point where we're like, okay, we need another dog. And and that's kind of like where, it's funny because we're both in this period of our life where we are on the decline, and and you don't want to admit it, but you are, and you try to do it as gracefully as possible. And both of us are, considered disabled, and and how can I put it? We don't go out to work every day, and we don't have much of a social life, and which is fine. I mean, we're both getting older, and just kind of like, I guess, settling into our middle-aged years. But when we added Moshi to our family and our life and our routine, it was just so wonderful. It was, and
joyous.
It was like we had a dog at the right time. I mean, I always had a dog as a kid, and you just take it for granted. It's just an animal there, and you feed it and play with it, and you're a kid and you have other friends and other things to do. But when you're an adult and that becomes like your child, it's just so. He just brought so much into our life, and and there are some people who want to sit there and cry and mourn their animal, for the rest of their life. And there's people who will lose an animal and say, I'm never getting another one. And I do understand that for a little bit. I do understand that, but you're gonna spend 20 years being unhappy, or are you just gonna? Are you just going to get another one and love again? And it is that simple. And I know we don't
exercise your love muscle.
Exercise the love muscle, as Mark said. It's you can't replace what you lost. And this can go for, I guess, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, a husband. I mean, not so much a parent. We can say, you kind of have one parent or two parents. But, when you lose something, I mean, why do you have to sit there and be unhappy forever? Like, I don't get it. I mean, your life is as important as the person or the thing that died.
Yeah.
So, believe it or not, you can get another animal and all of a sudden your world will change. But I think what it does is it helps remind you of the good parts of the animal that you lost. Oh, good, I could love again. Oh, I remember when my Moshi did this, or whatever. And I don't think there's anything negative about it. I don't know. Maybe for some people it is, but not. I don't know. It's brought us much happiness to think about our new animal, and planning and doing things. So I don't know. I guess everybody's different. I mean, with great, the love and the companionship and all the positive stuff, there is a cost to that. And the cost is one day you're going to have to bury that thing. And I guess,
And it's worth all the pain.
right. We accept the pain that's going to be at the end of something wonderful. And I don't know. That's just life. That's what we do, huh? Lisa says, at Mark, yes. When we adopted, we actually had to provide godparents in case something happened to us. My Catholic husband was floored. Dogs make your life better. Always happy to see you and give you the best cuddles. That's true. I'll always have animals. Colleen says, I've said that before. After my 17-year-old Pomeranian died,
Oh,
but then of course I got more dogs. I need pets. And I agree 100% with you. Lisa says, you don't. It's it's amazing that you're opening up your hearts in your home to 2 more dogs is so soon after most people wouldn't do that. And I think it's very brave. Dogs and cats are easier than children.
okay.
It's worth it, exactly.
It's worth it.
You should do a live baby shower. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
We should.
I'm totally gonna have a baby shower.
Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make
Totally have a baby shower.
what we're gonna do is, Mark, we're gonna make a wish list on Amazon. And it's gonna be cheap stuff. I would never, or well, we do have followers that do have more money, but we're gonna make a wish list, Mark, of all kinds of stuff, like from cheap stuff to expensive stuff. And then we'll put it out there, and then we'll make a day for the shower, and then we'll open up everything online. That's what we're gonna do. Okay.
We should have a puppy party.
A puppy party. We'll do it live from Lazy Dog Cafe.
We'll take in the lazy dog. Oh, we gotta get a stroller. We gotta get a bigger stroller.
Oh my God. Dogs can be very beneficial to those with PTSD. Where's Peaches? Meow. Peaches is probably laying on the bed right now. Peaches is in bed. Yes, a puppy shower. We had our female put down, a month ago at 13 due to cancer. 3 hours later, our male ran out and was hit by a car.
Oh.
Oh, we rushed him to
Oh.
emergency. We paid over $5,000 and had him resuscitated twice and still lost him. Honestly, heartbreaking. And so, oh my God. Oh my God, Michelle, that's terrible.
Jeez.
Oh,
We're sorry.
I mean, and there's like no way. It's like, that's just a terrible thing. Ugh, that's awful. Poor thing. You need a stroller for twins. Register at a pet store. I'll be one of them rich ones after I get my CPA. Oh, awesome. Do it. I can't wait to shop for gifts. That's Greta. Greta. Thank you, Greta. You're a sweetheart. Carolyn says, our little buddy is 9. God, I need readers so bad. His odds of living weren't long, but they would not say. It's been over a year and he's doing really well on meds. Oh, good. Oh, he has a heart condition.
Aw.
Thank you. I signed up for their pearl necklaces. Wait, what did Mark say? Jerry, CPA. My SIL is CPA for the state, and not to mention our mail was my husband's PTSD dog. Oh my God, the one that died. Yeah.
Oh.
That's awful. Lisa said, I'd be hiding in the closet crying if that happened. Let me see. Will you refer to them as the boys or the twins? It'd be boys, probably. Because they're not really twins. They'll be half brothers. So yeah, we're guessing. Oh, and we're also gonna get we've been shopping for, I don't know, how did we come up with the idea of scooters? Was it because you saw a video?
It was the guy with the Shih Tzu on his motorcycle.
Okay, so now, okay. Okay, so we live, you guys, a lot of you know, we live in Southern California, car country. Everything is, you see, Mark, how I'm trying to set this up as like, we need this. Okay. With the price of gas, you know, at $6 a gallon here, and you know, with so much traffic on the road and congestion and bad parking and the wear and tear on vehicles, me and Marquina decided that we want to get scooters, not like the little kick ones, um, not the kind you rent that you stand on with the motor, but the sit down ones,
Like one of the kids, the Honda Elite.
like a Honda Elite or a moped or something, you know, or a Vespa type of thing, where you just kind of set your feet on the platform and ride them. Okay. So we started doing some investigative work and we found some. There are some that come out of, yes, China, that are clones of like a Yamaha. So anyway,
Yamaha Zuma.
the Yamaha Zuma. So anyway, and they have like 330-pound weight capacity. Well, I am sitting right now at about 270. So anyway, these scooters are $1,300. I think that that's a great price. It holds roughly about a gallon and a half of fuel. They can get up to 90 miles per gallon. I mean, it's perfect for Southern California. And what prompted this was this cute video that Mark watched of a man who wore a harness in front with his Shih Tzu, and his Shih Tzu wore goggles, and they rode around town on the scooter. So that cute video, you know, well, God, Mark, you know, with the price of gas and maintenance on vehicles and all the traffic and everything, why can't we get these cute little scooters, and we will always have the best parking, and we can always take our little puppies with us everywhere. Plus, it's a great excuse to have something to have fun on because we're just grown boys. Anyway. No scooters, get roller skates. My daughter wants to move to Cali. Oh, and she wants a scooter. She'll fit right in. Oh, totally. Tell her to come. We could show her where to live to save the most amount of money. I was crying in Volcano, Hawaii, and I heard that oh God. Hey Billy, my brother got out of prison last week. After 6 years, I showed him your Hogatha and Kitty videos. He adores your views. Oh, thank you. Hi, Gary. Mark. Yep. So Kayla says, hey, Billy, my brother got out of prison last week after 6 years. I showed him your Hogatha and Kitty videos and he adores you. He adores your views. Oh, well, you know what? Tell him to get on the right path and, you know, he could make it. Oh, thank you, Rhea. It's a great price, especially if you're doing short trips. Right, Lisa? And also, you get them on Amazon. Okay, so we're getting them on Amazon. It's going to cost me, you know, one thing that they do is they do this new flex thing where, okay, so the total cost of shipping will be like $1,900. So what they do is they take your credit card, and then what they do is they only charge you, okay, it's going to basically be $160 a month, right? But what they'll do is they will charge my credit card $160 a month for a year. So that gets you out of paying any kind of interest or anything. So that's going to work for me. So that's what I'm going to do. She's only 13, so I have to move with her. Well, yeah. How are you and Thor the same weight? D. Reagan, Thor is 270 pounds. Well, isn't he like 5'9"? And you call me fat? You are no longer allowed to fat shame me. Do you need to register? Yes, you do have to. Have you ever dated a felon? I'm sure I have. Gagging Mark. Oh. Um, he is quite a bit shorter than you. And so I would imagine D. Reagan that his fupa would be bigger. Only his fupa. Oh my God. You do have to register with the DMV because it's just barely over. It's basically a small motorcycle. That only $1,300. I mean, it's basically a small motorcycle. It can go as high as 62 miles an hour, which is still too slow to go on a freeway, but it's great street speed, right? So what I did was I mapped a route to my mother's house. Okay, if I take the freeways, it's 23 miles to my mother's house. If I don't take the freeways, it's 57 miles, but it's a beautiful drive. So I'd be more than happy to do that. You know, take an hour to get to my mom's house. That's fine. You know, where it normally takes me 30 minutes, but I'll be taking really nice back roads and stuff. The FUPA has to be lifted at times. You know what, D. Reagan? I'm sure you have absolutely no regrets in your choices, do you? I mean, who doesn't want a FUPA? A FUPA they have to hold up. You know? I wish I could modify my electric wheelchair. Oh my God. Rhea, like, do you have to have like a mouth thing? Like, are you like a quadriplegic, or do you use like a finger, like a remote? Well, wait, okay, so it's an electric wheelchair. Is it like a joystick or what? D. Reagan. D. Reagan, it's always over. It's always over. Come on now. You know for a year now. It's been over every week. Every week it's been over. Oh my God, you were so jealous for his wheelchair. A joystick on the handlebar. Yes. I saw some when I was looking for this scooter, because when you type in scooter, all those scooters come up too, the mobility scooters. I can't believe some of them. And some of them are very elaborate. Like, do you have the four-wheeled, like there's some that kind of look like an off-road vehicle or something. Hi Doreen, how are you? Oh, so anyway, our scooters should be here in about a week. And you have to put some of it together too. Which is fine, we're handy. But I can't wait. I can't wait. I don't know. It's like, when you're forced to retire, I'm on a forced retirement. And people will say, it's great. Retirement's great. Well, it's not. I'm willing to bet, and I think it's something a lot of people don't talk about. How many people can't work, like who have worked, and then all of a sudden they're disabled or forced retirement or whatever, and they have to live. See, like I'm 54, so basically I'm retiring early. So that means what's in the pot for me is not as big as it could be. So that means I have less benefits to live off of than somebody who works to be like 67, which is what the age, the new max age to, I think, retiring right now. So I'm like 15 years behind, all the money I could be putting more money into Social Security. So I'm thinking about getting, I can get a part-time job. But I have to be very careful on what I select, because I don't want to go somewhere and get a job and then all of a sudden quit because I can't do it. Because I'm more active now and I feel healthier than I did before my heart attack. My how can I put it? What I can do is greatly decreased. So like, while right now sitting here, I feel great. I feel strong. I feel everything. If I go out there and even start taking out the trash, when I wheel the trash cans out for trash man, I walk back in the house, I'm tired, and it feels really weird to say that, but what I can do and feel tired is a lot less than what it was before. That's a good way of putting it. And I can no longer do the bending and picking things up and do repetitive stuff that I get really lightheaded and feel like I'm gonna faint and stuff. So my mom suggested, which she has such an easy job, but it's so easy, it's boring. She's a security guard and she sits in a building and collects paperwork from truckers as they drive in, and that's all she does. That's it. And she gets paid 20 something dollars an hour to do that. So, and she only works like 3 days a week. So I'm thinking about going that route, because I could have my laptop with me. I could edit content. I could still do everything that I do, but still make this extra money on the side. The thing is, I can only make $1,000 a month. So legally, like taxable money. So if I can find a gig where, it's a Cash App, payment, whatever, that'd be great. But, so that's what I'm probably going to do. Be a Walmart greeter. Can you imagine the content I could film at Walmart if I was there all day? Mark, just basic needs. If you live until 80 something. I probably can build endurance, Jamie. And I have. I mean, it's not as bad as it was, but I'm just not where I was. I have neuropathy in both legs. Oh, James. Yeah, apparently you need 2 million to retire, so I'm going to work forever. Yes, D. Reagan works to support me. I got glass packs mufflers on my wheelchair. Good luck with the pups. Be well. Thank you, Ray. I have a 4-wheel. That's for rugged roads and terrain. And then a foldable electric one. It weighs 30. Wow. Will you keep the SUV and Mercedes? Yes. I'll never get rid of my Mercedes. I mean, see, and that's the thing. And see, that's another reason why I wanted another alternative to the Mercedes. Because, okay, so we have a 2005 E500 Mercedes, and we have a 2012 Ford Escape, and they're both very different vehicles, and which is great. I love having a diversity of vehicles. We have a nice, comfortable car, safe, nice car. It is a nice car. When we go out to dinner or whatever, we do long distances in the Mercedes because it's comfortable. And, I was fortunate enough to get it at an excellent price. It was, I've always driven cheap cars like Nissan Sentra. I mean, I've had 2 of those. I had my Acura, Hondas. I've had Hondas. I had a Mitsubishi truck. Everything that I've had has been very cheap, low cost, affordable. And then just through a series of events, through the death of my mother's boyfriend, did he have this Mercedes sitting in his garage doing nothing because he thought it was too expensive to drive, even though he was a doctor and made excellent money. Isn't that funny? There's some people who have so much money and they hold on to it because I don't know why. Maybe that's why they're rich. I don't know. But yeah, the Mercedes, even though he was he was a psychiatrist here and had a beautiful home, and he had a Lexus, and he was single. But he bought a Lexus because the Mercedes was too expensive to drive. So he let a $60,000 car just sit in a garage because it was too expensive to drive. But anyway, whatever. So I was offered the car at under $7,000, a beautiful, like, excellently maintained car without even a scratch or a dent on it that sat in a garage. 30,000 miles. I mean, how do you not buy that? So I bought it. I took my stock market money. I was playing stock. I took all of that money that I made on COVID vaccine companies. You know, the stock market isn't that hard. You guys just got to pay attention. And you don't even have money. You could put $50 in, you know, $25. You can now buy fractions of stocks. Do you know that you could own a little piece of Amazon? And as you earn more money, you just roll that over into your stock and you could own a whole share. It doesn't sound like a lot, but my low level investments bought me a really nice car. Cash. So, you know, it may not happen as fast as you want it to, but you know, you got to just pay attention and be on it. Like right now, I bought Nvidia stocks because Nancy Pelosi buys them. Nancy Pelosi is not going to buy a loser stock, especially when she knows what's going on. So, but anyway, there are ways of making money, and I need to make more money, you know, under the table. I use Webull. I use Robinhood. I haven't used another one. The 500 Mercedes are beautiful cars. It is. Can you trade it in for another Mercedes? I can, but this is the thing. I'm basically a dirt poor person with a luxury car. And luckily, I know how to work on cars. A lot of people don't know that. I'm pretty good. Says Mark. I used to be a diesel mechanic years ago. So, and I'm pretty mechanically inclined. So I changed my own oil. The two of us tackled the spark plugs. There's 16 spark plugs on this car. It's ridiculous. I do like, you know, maintenance stuff on it. The only thing I couldn't do was a shock. I had to replace the front shock, and the shocks on this car are air shocks, where it's an air system that pumps air into your shocks and stuff. So it's a very nice ride. But that one shock cost me $1,400. that kicked my ass. But I did have the money because I had leftover money from my investing. And I was still working then too. But you know, now I'm not working. So I basically have a very nice car. Nothing's wrong with it right now, but it's sitting there. And if anything goes wrong with it, then I have to worry about fixing it. So that's why I'm going to buy a $1,300 little scooter to go around town. Do you keep the Mercedes covered? I don't, but I should. Cash App allows you to buy fractions of stock. Yes. And that's the thing. I cover my car here in Florida because the heat eats. Yeah. Well, we have like a cover over the driveway. That helps some. But yeah, my mom bought me a cover actually for my car. I should cover it more. But yeah, I mean, you people who, you know, yeah, if you have Cash App and stuff, you can buy stocks. You can buy fractions of them. And I'm telling you, I know it's scary. I mean, people say, oh, you're gambling your money away. And true, but it's an educated gamble. You know, you look and see the trends of stocks. You see what people are buying. You see what the news is talking about. One thing that I did is when Trump was in office, whenever he, you know, because he always made deals, he would always invite people to the White House. And I paid attention to it. And so when the news, you know, because it's funny because the media, they just covered Trump like he was God, right? So you knew everything that was going on in the Trump administration. So whenever he would have a guest or somebody at the White House, and the news, of course, loved to talk about it, they told you everything, I would research the people. I would Google them and I would figure out who they are and what they do. And if they were a CEO at a big company and Trump was going to make a deal with them and it was positive, I would look at their stocks. I would see the company, you know, the trend and everything and their losses over a 5-year period or their gains or whatever. And I would buy it. If I liked it, I would buy it. And I would buy a fraction of it. And I wouldn't buy expensive stuff. And chances are the stock grew because they were going into business with Trump or a part of some deal or whatever. So it's like, it really isn't that difficult. It isn't. It's just, you know, just learning some basic stuff. Oh, hey, Nick. and you have levels of risk versus reward, right? And I mean, don't gamble money that you're afraid to lose, but at the same time, if you don't take a risk, you may not get a reward. But it worked for me. It worked, but this is the thing. I was also very, I would say, anal about it. I would like wake up at midnight so I could look at the stocks because I knew like they were trading in Germany. Like I really got into it. But it's like I wish, what I would love? I would love if someone gave me $100,000. Wouldn't everybody? But what I was able to turn my money into, all I could think about is, God, if I had a lot more money, I could turn that into more money. So, I guess that's a route I can make more money is if I save up my money and just invest more, I can grow that money. I froze up. Hi, Hope. So, anyway, looking forward to our scooters. I teased on for a while that I was going to talk about my marriage, and so I'm gonna make a video today. I think going into that. I think I actually talked about that on Instagram. I made a post telling people I'm probably going to start talking about like my personal life, which I know a lot of people think I do. But there's a whole life that I had prior to doing all of this. And some people know about it and some people don't. But I think it's a topical thing. And I think it could probably help a lot of people, even though I never thought about it. And I'll be honest with you, my number one goal isn't to really help people. I mean, and I know that's probably not the best thing to say publicly, but there are so many people out there that claim to like they do all of this stuff because I care about people and I care about our culture or I care about our country, which of course to a certain extent I do. I mean, but I mean ultimately, I mean, doesn't everybody just kind of care about themselves? I mean, if somebody could learn something from my life, well, that's great, but that's not really my life goal is to, help people. But if I do along the way, that's great. But a lot of people don't. What stock do you own? I own Nvidia. And the funny thing is I bought the DJT Trump, the Trump stock. I bought that when it was down. And I'm making money off it now. His stock is going up, and that tells you something. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Heather. So are you going to go on I am on disability, Doreen. I've been on disability for a year now. And I don't like it. I mean, fine. I mean, I get a check that feeds me and pays my rent, but that's all it does. And it just kind of makes I have to, it's funny, I'm disabled and I get money for it, but I have to work to try to live better. So I'm going in that direction. I'm probably going to get a part-time job somewhere, just sitting on my ass. Some have made such a mess of things at times that they feel they owe it to be more selfless. Well, I guess, but this is the thing. And maybe I have insight. I don't know, because I almost died. I know a lot of people don't they're dealing with faced with their own mortality. Not many people find themselves, at a young age, dying in a bed with a team of people trying to keep them alive. And for me anyway, I mean, this is just my own experience. Even that, I've always been a person that people like, I do. I mean, I do know that. I know I'm a likable person for whatever reason. I'm not the kindest person and I'm not the most generous person, but I think I'm average and I think I'm fair and I do help when I can, or I assume I'm average. Maybe I am more better than average. I don't know, but um, I think when you're dying and you're given a death sentence, somebody say, you possibly only have 5 years to live. Your heart's only working at 5%. You have to be on medication for the rest of your life to stay alive. At any moment, it could all fall apart. When you're faced with that, you kind of realize that your life is really kind of like a gift, and it really isn't. If you can help other people, that's great and that's wonderful. But the life like that we were given to go out and live and be happy and prosper and hopefully do good with or whatever, that's really, you were given a gift. You don't necessarily have a gift to give somebody else. I mean, it's like, do you take the gift given to you of life and spend that sitting, say, in a ghetto feeding people who don't want to feed themselves? Like, and when I see ghetto, I'm not putting a color on it, even though people will say, oh, you're talking about black people. But the word ghetto existed before Black America. But anyway, but I guess what I'm saying is, I guess that can fulfill some people, and maybe you feel like that's your mission in life, is to feed people who, for whatever reason, don't want to feed themselves or whatever. And maybe that brings you fulfillment, but I would also imagine that would bring you a lot of sorrow too, and sadness, the things that you see. I guess my point is, I don't know. I don't really think it's, maybe everybody's life is meant for something else, but no, my life is not meant to serve others. I don't really find it fulfilling to, I guess, give so much of myself that I neglect myself to take care of people who probably will not appreciate it, or people who will not even care or even know what you've gone through to take care of them. So anyway, and I'm sure there's wonderful people out there that do that, or selfish people. Because I know a lot of people do things like that out of selfishness, just so they look good to others. I mean, we all know people like that. But whatever. I mean, that's great. We all have a mission in life and a goal. But after what I've gone through, I've realized that I kind of just want to make myself happy. And I've had people write to me and tell me they think I'm a horrible, horrible person. And because of the jokes I put out there and the thought-provoking stuff, and I've had people say to me, you would think that you being on your deathbed and you needing emergency heart surgery to stay alive, you think that would make you a better person. And what I say is, I think it did make me a better person. It actually made me appreciate my life more. And no, I don't go around abusing people and doing evil things, but at the same time, your life is no longer my priority. Somebody else's happiness is no longer my priority. My happiness is my priority. And I spent a lot of my life being unhappy, and if I'm going to die and I have time to live life while I'm dying, then I'm going to be happy while I'm doing it. And cleaning up other people's shit is not going to bring me happiness and fulfillment. So I guess that's my dose of harsh honesty today. Hey, Hagatha, hope you're having a great day. I am, dear. You're not wrong for feeling the way you do. Are you religious or anything? I'm not. Okay, Jamie, I'll tell you. And religion is something that really, I'll tell you, I've struggled with my whole life. And, and I know probably this conversation and the one I'm going to have about, my past, I will probably lose followers and lose the respect of some others. And that's fine. I don't really care. Let me see. What was the answer I was going to give? Wait, I can't. Oh, you're authentic, extremely bright. Our family has 2 members who advertise how much they love, serve, and care for others behind closed doors. Oh, yeah. Hi, Susan Mills. How are you, love? But I came in late. I didn't catch it, and I didn't know about your health issues as your heart. Oh, as your heart attack. I hope you put the story on Facebook. And a lot of supporters. Oh, thank you, Doreen. Hi, Josh. I have an aneurysm in my aorta. Oh my God, really? In my abdomen. Doctor said, if it rips, I have only seconds. I know the feeling. Right, Pauline? So it's like, I don't, you can't solve the world's problems when you're dying. You know what I mean? Billy, we need to talk. I feel the same way as you regarding SSI. Isn't it? It's awful. Everyone has their own path to inner peace as long as we get there. Oh, someone brought up religion. Okay. So it's funny. I recently made a post, and this is the truth, that while I was healing from my circumcision, my Jewish circumcision, I was being christened as a Catholic in the Catholic Church. Now, I just think that's funny. I don't know why. But it's probably not unique either. How many of us went through a Jewish ritual of getting our penis skin removed while we were in the Catholic Church or the Baptist Church? It's just funny to me. Someone asked me if I'm religious. I'm not a religious person. I don't know. I guess if religion is believing in a certain doctrine and following it and living a lifestyle that is supportive of that religion? No, I don't. Do I contemplate life and creation? I do all the time. How can I put it? I mean, do I believe in the Bible? I believe it's a historical book of historical record. I do believe that because it can be proven. But I guess when it comes to, I have a real problem believing in magic. It all boils down to magic for me. Magic in any sense, whether it's astrology, witchcraft, religion, anything that can be done outside of our human influences, I've always had a very hard time of believing. Is it fun? Yes. Is it interesting? I like to think about it? Yes. I say this as a person who has never seen a ghost, felt a presence. Have I been in unexplained circumstances? Yes, I have. And I will sit there and try to think about it and try to come up with reasonable conclusions about mysterious things that have happened. And some things are a mystery to me and some things aren't. And and in the church, people have said, well, religion or God, it's a personal relationship. And I'm open to that relationship. I am. I'm open to all truth, any truth. But I can't pretend. I will not pretend or exaggerate any feelings that I may have. When I grew up going to a Southern Baptist church for a lot of my childhood. And I saw a lot of behaviors that I considered being dramatic or blown out of proportion or, I don't know, or a lie. You know, I went through the baptism. I went through the altar calls, admitting you're a sinner, accepting Jesus Christ as your personal savior. I did all that. I did all of it. And I waited. I waited for a miracle. I waited for a relationship. I waited for a conversation. I waited for a feeling. I waited for anything that resembled what I was told would happen to me. And none of it happened. So I can't, I mean, I can't deny that that's the truth, and I'm not going to lie about it. And I know lots of people probably, attributes small things to, oh, well, this was Jesus or this was God that provided the $5 in my purse to buy this gallon of milk that I didn't expect to have in my purse. I mean, I just look at the money and go, oh, I forgot it was there. Some people say, oh, it's a blessing, it's a miracle, whatever. And maybe those are the type of people that have these deep connections, spiritual connections. I don't know, but I don't assign these things supernatural, you know, things. I don't know. And I don't know if it's just me that doesn't experience it, or if it's others, or if other people lie about it. So when you don't experience these things that people that you love and respect tell you happen, and it doesn't happen to you, you're left to logically think one of several things. Either one, they are lying, or number two, God doesn't love me. Or, because you think you're receptive and you're very open-minded and stuff, and, you just you don't receive these things. I was told in the church that my time will come. I was also told that I'm a doubting Thomas. I doubt. And I'm like, well, if something isn't happening, of course you're going to doubt, aren't you? Why wouldn't I doubt? I mean, so it's those things. So of course I believe there's a creator, because this was all created. So something created it. Okay. I don't deny that. But until it happens for me, all I am is left is with this feeling. I'm just left with the feeling of, hope. Oh, I hope there's heaven. I hope that's there waiting for me. I'll try to be the best person I can be. I don't feel like I'm necessarily getting guidance. I mean, there's a book, a Bible there for me. That's, I guess, a life manual on how I should live. But besides that, I don't have a spiritual connection with anything not of this world. And I don't know how to put it in any other way. So while I'm not going to disrespect it, I'm also not going to lie that it's something that has enriched me or makes me feel, hopeful or anything. I feel the same way. I tried to believe, but nothing. Mark says Saint Mother Teresa had long periods of drought of the soul. Just because you don't feel it doesn't make it. No, and I don't think it's false. I never said it's false, Martin or Mark. It just hasn't happened for me. God loves you, Billy, and you are a doubting Thomas, but you are a wonderful person who every day shares the messages of common sense and your characters. Oh, thank you, dear. But so the funny thing is, while I don't have a certain religion I follow or anything, I just kind of, oh, thanks, love. Oh, I love these. Like, I could eat these all day long. These hash brown patties.
Oh God.
You just throw them in the air fryer. But I don't, if religion, works for people, I think that's great. For me, I think the best thing about religion is it has the potential to make people better people. And that's what I like about it.
You set up rules that you live your life.
Yeah.
That make it easier to live with others. That's good.
There are people in this world who need rules. They need rules. There are people who can only be good if they think they're going to benefit when they're dead. And, there are people who need that stuff. I don't, I'm going to be decent whether there's a mansion in the sky for me or not, just because I like being a good person. I am selfish and I like being a good person.
Well, you don't want to treat people in a way that you don't want to be treated.
No, and that's a very logical way of looking at it. You don't want to be treated in a way that you wouldn't treat others. The golden rule. Ignore the others. One day I'll tell you something happened to me. I believed before it. But to this day, I still struggle when life is hard. He didn't promise an easy life. No, and you know what? I don't expect a perfect life. I was raised Pentecostal. I believe I experienced a miracle. I can feel the spirit in my body. I don't try and push my beliefs on others. I'm not surprised Mother Teresa had bad days. That death camp she ran was filthy.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is brilliant. And the truth.
Oh God.
That is too funny.
Oh. But you're spirit filled. You don't have the sin of presumption. Oh my God, Bruce Lee. Yes, we can't wait to meet you. Okay, so what I've been doing is, so it's been a week now, and I'll tell you, there's something I have not been, I guess, extremely, forthright. That's not true. I guess I have been forthright. I just haven't been detailed. But I've noticed a lot of people really kind of like to know the background of Kitty and Hagatha, basically the person who created it. And so I'm just going to do more of that. And I do think that there is benefits to it for me personally, because there is a lot that I have not talked about, and not even a lot that I like. It affects it like my day-to-day life. Okay. And my mentality and my happiness and everything, and probably those around me. But I had a whole life before this. But as a lot of you know, okay, so I was married. I was married for 14 years to a woman that I met in high school. It was a very tumultuous thing. Yes, dear. Oh, thank you. Oh. Ooh, yep. Oh, I forgot we have those. Mark brought me pork chops. These are so good. These little breakfast ones are so good. They're better for you than sausage and bacon because they're not, processed. Yes, we're gonna do. Me and Janie are gonna do a live tomorrow. You know what? Gagging. Me and Marquina, we've decided we're wearing muumuus. Look I'll show you mine. They're actually gowns for Muslims. A Muslim gown. But they're so comfortable. You see. See? Anyway, I'll wear mine to the store sometimes. You got a muumuu for Mother's Day. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna do more of like a video, but when I was 16, I somehow developed a crush on this girl. Yes, let's put it. I'm now a Muslim. And I don't know what it was. I mean, I had girlfriends before, little girlfriends, but I knew I liked boys, but and maybe it was the time we were in, but I knew I was gay and I liked boys, and I liked girls too, but it was different. But I knew if you want to have a family and some kind of normal life, you get married to a female and you breed. They are so comfortable. They look like a dress. I love it. I have 3 of them. They're like $20. But anyway, so somehow I let her know that I liked her. And I would see her on a school bus getting off at school. But I would know it was her from her hair color because she bleached her hair really white. And anyway, somehow I got brave enough to tell her I liked her or whatever. I don't remember how. So that summer, we started dating. That means going over to her house. And it was an odd relationship. She was very jealous and controlling. But I took that as her really liking me. And I had never had a girl so pretty like me before. And there were boys that liked her. So that made them think certain things about me. You know what I mean? So I was no longer a big faggot, right? But anyway, what a caveman. But anyway, so before school started, the next year, the year, she broke up with me because she was embarrassed for people to know that we were together. So that's how that started. This is so good. This is good, Mark.
You like?
And the pork chops are so tender. Thank you.
They did come up with it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, how long did you saw these out for?
Yesterday.
Oh, okay.
It only took a couple hours, though. I threw them in a pan, cast iron pan.
Yeah. I mean, you could literally take these out and cook them in 10 minutes, I bet. You know? Bruce Lee, yes.
Bruce and Lisa, good morning.
If you, relationships are that simple between men and women.
Those are awesome people.
You get with a woman if you're a man. And if you want to have a family, you got to get with a girl and breed. That's just how it goes. And I didn't, and the funny thing is, I didn't want to be one of these gay guys. And I'm sure there's gay men on here and they're watching it and they're going to say that I'm terrible. But I was never one of those people that wanted a surrogate mother. You get a gay couple together and you're like, oh, I want to have a baby. So let's find typically an ugly woman and let's get an ugly woman and let's get a turkey baster and let's masturbate. Let's both masturbate into the turkey baster. And then they're going to then take the turkey baster and shove it up that ugly woman. And hopefully she'll get pregnant. Somehow this is okay, but if you buy a dog, you're evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway. Doreen said hi.
Hi, Doreen.
Daniel Wagner, yes, it's hot. You get 2 gays together. They masturbate into a turkey baster. They shake it up. They stick it up an ugly woman who needs money, and you squirt it all out. Okay?
Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it.
Mm-hmm. And then it's a gamble on who the real biological father is.
These are good.
It is, huh? Well, I was of the mindset in the 80s. Hope says hi. I was in the 80s thinking, if I want to have, I like men, and I know I'm gay, but I really want a family. I really want kids of my own. How do I make it happen? And yet I want to also navigate through life with my kids as normal people. You know, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I figured just because I'm with a woman, but I'm more sexually attracted to men, does that matter? Does that really matter? Because there are heterosexual men that are married to women who don't even want to have sex with their wives. And there are women out there who don't want to have sex with their husbands. So, in the end, does it really matter if you're gay or not?
You want more coffee?
No, thank you.
You should have heard what I said, Marquina.
What?
Now, is it really odd that a gay man would be with a woman to have a family, even though he's attracted to men?
Mhm.
And what I decided was, how many women out there are married to men and the men don't even want to have sex with the woman, or vice versa?
It's one family.
So what difference does it make what you're attracted to?
Doesn't really matter.
Because if you're with a woman and you're a heterosexual man, but you find her unfuckable after a couple of years, well, what difference is you're not having sex with them? So what makes the difference between you being heterosexual or homosexual if you're not having sex anyway?
Doesn't really matter.
Thank you, love. But
Mm.
anyway, that's one point. Hi from the UK South Coast. Hey, Jerry says, if my ex didn't agree on kids, I had a gay dude lined up to have kids with.
There you go.
This is something that I don't know if people talk about anymore, but I remember these conversations when I was younger.
I remember being approached by several women.
Mhm.
Hey, would you be the father?
Would you be the father of my
No.
baby? Huh.
No, because I want the kid.
You're right. He would have been a much better father, to be honest. Emma says it's just hurtful to a woman because there is less time to find the right guy. So investing time in your life with a gay man feels kind of like robbery, unless, of course, he's honest about it. Yes, Emma, and that's what my next point.
That's true.
This is my next point. And this is another reason why I didn't talk about this stuff. Because I knew that. Okay. What always happens, and this has happened to other men or men who decide that they're gay after they've been married for 20 years. They didn't just decide they were gay.
They always,
They knew they were gay. Okay.
always.
Now, there are people who say, well, that's unfair to her. Okay. In my case, and in many cases, a lot of people don't realize this. That woman knows. Okay. Just like, was it Jerry who said it? That you had a gay man lined up?
Mhm.
Yeah, Jerry. Okay.
She knows she's just not practical, and she thinks she can change you because she's not practical.
Right. But this is also the thing. Me and who I eventually married, she knew. When we were in high school together, I had 2 boyfriends. Okay. She knew who they were. And she had also dated a guy in high school who was also dating other guys. So I don't know if maybe this is a regional thing with where I lived, but it was the mid 80s and homosexuality was very open. And in my school anyway, there you knew who was gay and you knew guys who were together. For some reason you knew the guys, but you didn't know the girls. It's like the lesbians hit it more for some reason.
I knew some of the girls. They're on the swim team.
But they it for some reason we seemed to be healthier back then with gay stuff. But anyway, what about married women? Maybe she was a fag hag, and there's plenty of those. So the woman I ended up getting with, she knew the 2 guys I was with. So that gets rid of the whole thing of, well, these women are being deceived. They're not being deceived. You were very open about like, oh, very open, very open. So this girl at the time knew the two guys, and that wasn't even a problem. There was no issue on whether it was okay or not. But whenever you're in a relationship, you stay faithful, regardless of what you like or regardless of what you like or don't like. Now, I don't know how to explain the attraction other than I believe, just in my own experience, I mean, people have their religious experience, their magical experience, whatever. I believe what was happening to me was happening on a biological level. And I know this probably isn't things a whole lot there. I don't know if people don't talk about it, but even as a gay man, I wanted to duplicate myself. Have a child. That drive to, I guess, continue my genes was there regardless if I found men attractive or not. Does that make sense, Mark?
Yep.
Oh, Bruce Lee. Lisa says, both of my serious high school boyfriends were bi. Gary says, I was super aware he was gay. The setup was going to be co-parenting relationship. Bruce, I ended up marrying one and having 4 kids. So,
But then again, I think that let's say you're both, if the man and woman are both ambiguous, let's use that word.
Yeah.
And you both want to have kids. What a great situation.
Yeah.
What a great situation.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be great parents because you want to be together
Yeah.
for the children, but you get to, I guess, be yourself to a certain degree when
Yeah.
you're not around the kids.
Just live your life.
But I think the big thing is the commitment to the kids. That's where the problem.
Right. The family has to be a commitment to the kids. Mark says, if Eddie died and my past female friend's husband died, I'd marry her and live forever together, sexless forever together with her.
Aww.
Amazing woman. And this is the thing.
Martin is an absolutely beautiful person.
He is. I was willing, and seeing a lot of people, I'm going to fast forward into the day that I left this relationship, which was in 2007. I did not walk out of this relationship because I wanted to have sex with men. Because what was more important to me was family and the household and I don't say, and I'm not, and I don't want people to think like she was deprived sexually, because she wasn't. We actually had a very active sex life, and there was nothing bad or negative about it. It's kind of like this. Let's say you don't normally like sushi. I like how I used sushi as the example. And you love burritos.
Big beefy burrito.
You like big beefy burritos. But, and you don't like sushi. But your friend said, hey, come with me to this sushi place. And it's really good sushi. And so I go and I had the sushi. And the sushi was fine. I mean, is it something that like you crave all the time? Probably not.
But you'll eat it.
I'll eat it. I would rather eat a burrito, but we've all been in these situations, right? Well, this is how I can compare it to being a gay man in a heterosexual relationship. And people will sit there and say, well, maybe you're bisexual. I don't think I'm bisexual. I don't at all. Because I don't look at women as sexual objects that I want to like use or use as pleasure. I did enjoy more of a a heartfelt relationship with women, but not physical relationship, if that makes sense. Like I always got along with them. I had a female roommate. All my friends were always girls. I liked dating and going out and having fun as a couple and stuff. But when it came to like bedroom activities, it was always a guy in my head. Jerry says I'd move in with a woman if I'm single at 70, although I love beefy burritos. Gotta run, take care. Bye, Jamie. Great,
Thanks, Jamie.
great stream. Thank you. Very interesting because I'm straight AF and I can't touch the oysters. So, I just, for some reason, we're all on different levels and I don't know. But I left in 2007 and it had nothing to do with sex. It had absolutely nothing to do with sex. It had everything to do with probably what fails in other relationships, a power struggle, control, domination, jealousy, I was nothing but a paycheck. And I saw that. I was nothing but a paycheck. So, that was, okay, so we were to get married. This is what's funny. Oh, I guess I could bypass all the dating stuff. Let me see if I could wrap that up in a nutshell. Well, I'm going to make longer videos of this. But after she broke up with me in summer because she didn't want people to know that we were together, she never went back to school. For some reason, she never went back to school and her parents never made her. And she was she's just a spoiled bitch. She was the last child of 5, a completely unexpected mistake. Her parents were 40. They had the height of their careers, and they were faced with, do I have her or not? Okay, we're not going to have an abortion. We're going to have her, but then we're just going to give her money and shut her up. So there was nothing expected of her. She was spoiled. She didn't have to go to school. She didn't want to. Everything was handed to her. I'm setting up, this is her life. Her parents bought her anything she wanted. Her mother would come home from work and make her dinner, and then she'd put a TV tray at the bottom of the staircase and then call her, and then she'd come down, pick it up, and go upstairs. She'd spend all day doing her makeup, very much kind of like a drag queen. Drag queens do that. They just sit around and do their makeup. After she dropped out of school, her parents bought her a new car, a Geostorm. You remember those, Mark?
Yep.
Geostorm.
The 3-cylinder.
Yeah. As in coming on live and do some chatting.
Motor.
Huh?
I think it had a Suzuki motor.
It looked like a jelly bean.
Yeah.
But anyway, but one constant of this relationship was there was constant fighting. And what really bothers me, on a more like a personal level, is I have a friend right now who she was watching. Maybe she's still watching. Has a similar relationship. She's just dating. She just started seeing somebody.
It's contentious as hell.
And seeing somebody and then having sex with them, but fighting almost every day. I don't understand. I want to say I don't understand it, but I do because I was in that relationship. But I also know there's really nothing you can do for that person. And they just basically have to get beat up. That's really kind of what happens. They just got to get beat up. You could tell people or be there for them and stuff, but in the end, it doesn't matter because they're going to do what they're going to do. And you kind of know when to give up and just whatever, just let it run its course. But anyway, So, me and this girl, we were on again and off again constantly, breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. And then in 1987, we were introduced to drugs together. A mutual friend of ours, who ended up being my sister-in-law, introduced us to methamphetamine, and or we knew it as speed. And that was in 87, and it was very, very big out here. There's a whole movie on it, The Inland Empire. And so we fell into meth, and we did that for 10 years. And that really was sort of really flavored our relationship after that for the next, 10 years or whatever. We need for Mark needs to come on and tell us his stories, unless he's camera shy. Well, Mark isn't, well, he's not camera confident, but I don't think he's camera shy. Oh, he has stories. Oh, trust me, Mark has stories. Mark has stories. And a lot of it he don't want to tell. But he'll tell some. But he just, was the whole online thing is like a gig that I came up with. I do, and then Mark kind of just sticks his toe in once in a while, But he's not really he doesn't live very loudly, he's more conservative. He's more conservative than I am. But so me and this girl, we fall into drugs and we start meeting people. We start doing drugs with, which I look back, and there are things, that I wouldn't do as an adult. And I'll tell you, one of them was when we were teenage. My ex, she had a sister who was 18 years older than her. And I know people do different things for different reasons, and they're in different places in their life and this and that. But she kind of became very active in our drug life. When I look back at that, I'm 17, and this person is in her 30s or approaching her, and it's a long time ago, and we all, like I said, do what we do for whatever reasons. But I look back and there were older people in our lives that actually helped facilitate the drug abuse, which mildly I think is irresponsible of older people to do. I made it a point I was never going to do drugs with somebody half my age, or somebody that I always knew that they were bad. So the last thing I would do is, right, I'm not going to take somebody who's only done drugs once or twice and then encourage the use and whatever. But like I said, everybody's different and they're in different stages of life and blah blah blah. Hi, Melissa. All brands. Hey. So anyway, we started getting into drugs, and it got really heavy. And for some reason, we decided getting married would be perfect idea when you're just starting out in the job world, you haven't finished school, and you're on drugs. So I actually was working, but I was on drugs. I forgot what year. Was it 91? I don't know. So we decide, it's a great idea to let's go to Vegas and get married. Oh, and you want to know, this is what she did. She goes, we should go on your birthday. Yeah, let's go on my birthday, because what a gift it will be to marry you. But anyway, I was glad that on my birthday there was a snowstorm in the Cajon Pass in Southern California, and it basically created a barrier between Southern California and Las Vegas. So we couldn't go because it was shut down, and I'm so glad that happened, because I would hate my birthday to be my anniversary day. But it's not. It's the next day. So the next day, we go to Vegas and get married. And I have an interesting side note is, her mother, who she was very disrespectful to, very and abusive to, called me up one day before went to Vegas, and she said, I just want to confirm, and I want you to understand all this, and I want to ask you something. I'm like, what? She goes, are you sure that you want to get married to her? And I said, well, I as sure as somebody, on speed and who's 21, yeah, as much as they can, think of, yeah, that's what I want to do. And she said, well, because I just want you to know that. Now she could have stopped it at any moment. She could have. And then she said, I just want to make sure, because she's a very selfish and self-centered person. And I just thought, for some reason, I really respected her mother at that moment for saying that to me. But at the same time, I was thinking I would hate my mother if she did that. But in Cali, yeah. So her mother warned me, and I actually had a good relationship with her mom. But her mom warned me and said, are you sure you want to marry her, because she's a bitch? And I said, yeah, I know your daughter's a bitch. And so her mother gave us $500 to go get married. So we went to Vegas, and we get a hotel room. It was a place called the Royal Motel. The little white chapel was next to it. And we went in there and got married. We were both drunk. We polished off a bottle of Jack Daniels in the hotel room. And then I think did a line.
Hell yeah.
Oh, it was awful. Dorian's laughing. So we did that. And on the way home, we got in a big fight. Okay. We weren't even living together. We were living at our parents' house. She lived with her parents still, and I lived with mine. We are in this huge fight, and she drops me off at my house. Her husband. She drops her husband off at his mom's house, and Melissa says, I always appreciate Mark's commentary. Get out of the car. We're in a huge fight, huge fight. I get out of the car and I take my wedding ring and I throw it across the street. And I said, I don't even know why I married you. And I slam the door and I go into the house. Doesn't it seem like that would be the woman thing to do? Like the woman would get out of the man's car and crying, I regret marrying you. I should have listened.
Across the street.
I know, huh?
I would have been in the dark. I would have turned out the lights in my room, opened the curtain, and just said, oh, it would have been great.
Oh, God. But I throw the ring, and I'm like, I should have never married you. My mother was right. And I go into the house, and she's sitting in the driveway, and she's probably thinking, so it was a success. If I did a little bump of blow today, I'd probably die within seconds. Yes. So I go in the house.
Blow. That's cute. Like a little bump of blow.
So I had not told. I hid all this from my mother. So I go into the house. She had no idea that I was in Vegas. She had no idea what I had done, because she would be the last person I'd tell, which is weird. Because my mother had told me years ago about the woman I ended up. My mom didn't like her, but she tolerated and respected and was kind to her. But she never liked her, and it's because my ex never liked my mother. My ex hated every woman. Really, kind of every woman anywhere. She didn't like women. She didn't get along with them. But anybody connected to me, oh God, no. I hate your mom, I hate your sister, but I'm right there to marry you. I'm going to marry you, even though I know my life is going to be a living hell whenever it comes to seeing my mother and my sister. Any chance of normalcy in my family is now gone because I've decided marrying you is a wonderful idea. How is your vacation going? Oh, I'm not on vacation. Has Mark dated women too? Ate sushi? Yes. Mark has.
In fact, one took my virginity.
Yes, a woman took his virginity. Ross says moms know. Moms have that intuition. She did. I tell you, she's never been wrong about that stuff. Never. But anyway, so I walk in the house and I'm crying like a girl. I'm crying and my mom goes, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And I said, "Mom, I just made the biggest mistake of my life." And she went, "Oh, you got married." Yep. Okay. I've never dated a woman so gross. I have the impression that Mark likes boobies, but not vagina. Yeah. Yep.
Boobs are outies. Vaginas are innies.
Yeah, he likes outies, not innies. So that was in December when we got married. It was a day after my birthday. And I believe within 2 months we moved out on our own, after all the fighting. But we only fight until the next fight. So, you make up so you could fight again. That's what the relationship was. A makeup was nothing. It was just a break. That's all it was. It was just a break in the fight until you fight again. But that fight is going to happen again. But so we moved out into a place in Riverside, California, which we both lived like in a country area, which is now called Harupa Valley. And we both couldn't wait to move into like a city with sidewalks and stuff. So we moved there. I was working in Orange County for a big food company. I worked in their mail room. So I basically pushed a little basket around these corporate offices delivering mail, which was actually a good gig until I got laid off. During that time, I think I eventually got laid off in November of that year. I didn't work there that long because the company was bought out and you either had to move to Omaha or Dallas to stay with the company, because even back then businesses were leaving California because it was bullshit. So anyway, I lost that job. But while on that job, I was doing drugs and I had rear-ended a car from fainting or passing out. And I rear-ended a car. I fainted. I had a case of the vapors. But I rear-ended a car, and that didn't bring me any trouble. Oddly enough, I don't know. I don't even know what happened. Another time I passed out and I hit a tree, and that destroyed the truck I was buying. So at that moment, I decided I'm no longer making payments on it anymore. As somebody in their 20s would come up with, I'm not making payments on this anymore. And so I basically, it was going to get repossessed, but I hid it in my neighborhood. I blocked it with other cars in my driveway at my duplex. I kept it as long as I could until finally I just decided to put it out on the street with the keys on it and let them repo it. So this is when life really started going to shit. So now I don't have a car, and there's other expenses I'll get into, but I'll just end there. But anyway, that was probably in 1992. At Ross, LOL. I've had some of those. Oh, vagina? Oh, a pingina. A she-male, a pingina. But yeah, so anyway. Oh my god, it's 1:00. So anyway, so I think I'm gonna order that scooter. It'll be $160 a month. We don't know if we're going to register them or not. See, this is the thing in California. As time goes on here, we're like regressing more into the Wild West. Like it got modern, but now it's kind of going backwards as we're importing so many third world people that, you know what? It's like you have so many third world people here that just are not adhering to any kinds of laws or decency or anything. You know, we're on the road and me and Mark drive, and you know, we have registered insured vehicles. We have driver's license. We follow the law. We try to stop at a stop sign and we don't do a California roll, or, you know, we don't blow through things. We don't ride on the emergency lane of the freeway and treat it like a luxury lane. You know, people do that here. You could be stopped on the freeway, but people were like, "Oh wait, there's pavement on either side of the freeway that's not being used. Let's just drive on that." This is what's going on in this state right now. You can call the police and they don't show up. You could have a car accident and they don't show up unless there's an injury. Unless there's an ambulance that's needed, they're not going to come and do anything. So not only that, there's little mini bike gangs all over this city where you're just driving and you'll see 10 little mini bikes with adults riding them, riding up and down the streets on the wrong side of the street, no license plates, fat, unhealthy adults, with no lights, no licensing, no nothing, wearing black vests that say Arrowhead Minis. They have their own little groups, and they're even here on Instagram. You have people in vehicles that have no license plates on them. You see all kinds of shit in Southern California now. And you want to know who the dumb people are? The dumb people are the ones who still follow all the rules. Now, I know I have my people on here who are going to say, well, you know what, Billy? You and Mark are part of the problem. No, we're not part of the problem. We're part of the solution. We were there to help be a solution for many years. But when you're trying to be the solution of something, and how can I put it? You now see that you're kind of being stupid, because the people who are supposed to enforce rules and enforce consequences and all of that stuff, they're not doing their job, and they're not caring, and they're not doing what they're supposed to do. And so why would peasants like me and Mark, you know what I mean? Like continue to, you know what I mean? Stop at the stoplight and turn on our blinker and wait 10 seconds and be courteous and follow the laws when everybody around us isn't. And they're not made to. Yeah, so now you're a target. You're actually weak. They look at you as, oh, you're this weak, law-abiding citizen that's being walked on by everybody. And you don't get no reward. You get nothing out of it. And I'm not talking like, oh, I should get a monetary reward for following the law. But I certainly should have the police have my back. I mean, at the minimal, if I am in a city and if I am a good influence and I'm paying taxes and I'm keeping a clean yard and I have a registered vehicle and I follow the law and I'm courteous to others, the last thing that should be happening to you is getting run over by everybody. So then you have 90% of the city running over you. It doesn't matter how good or decent you are, you're still getting shit on. So why would you lay there and get shit on? I just don't care anymore. You know, I could still have these conservative values, and I could still have values that say what is right and wrong. But, you know, when the vast majority of people are doing exactly what the hell they want to do with their limited years, and I am sticking to some kind of strict structure that no one's even paying attention to or cares to promote anymore, then why would I? Like, I don't know. The second you don't follow the law, though, you'll get the ticket. Oh, I'm probably, yeah. It's pure entitlement. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on my scooter. I'm going to get some Cholo glasses. I'm going to grow a goatee. I'm going to wear, a Raiders t-shirt. I'm going to get a pair of Dickies that are too big for me. And I'm going to get some knee socks, and I'm going to get some little corduroy slipper chancla things. And then I'm going to put
Leather chunkless.
leather chanclas. And then I'm going to put Raider stickers all over my scooter. And I'm going to put a Mexico sticker on there. And a sticker of a Brahma bull. And you know what? I'll be invisible. I'll be driving up and down the street shooting my gun up in the air. Okay? And no one will stop me because I'm going to look like everybody else. But you know what? Me and Mark going along in our little SUV or a little car with our turn signal on, sitting up straight with our seatbelts on, with a registered tag on, then you're a target because they go, oh, this person follows the law. They have a checkbook and they could write a check out to the city. Oh, they could help me fill my quota, today. So yeah, I'm going to pull this person over who looks like they have money and who won't give me a hard time. See, that's what's happening. All the people that look really sweet and nice, and maybe you even have a little Jesus fish on your car. You know what? You're the target because you're going to turn the other cheek. Okay. If that's you, you do it. Ross says, you're killing me, dude. Where's the lie? I want someone to point out the lie. Point out the lie. So, I have decided, me and Marquina have decided that we're going to get our little scooters. We're not going to register them.
Nope.
Not until we have to. For California law, they barely go above the line of what's considered a scooter.
I'm gonna have a CO2 pistol mounted right on the side of it. Gas pump.
Hell yeah. Okay, so CC is a measure of, it's some kind of measure, is it? What's CC mean? It's not combustion.
CCs is the volume of the combustion chamber.
Okay. A CC is the volume of the combustion chamber in an engine, basically how powerful it is. Okay. In California, an engine of 150 cc's qualifies as a motorcycle. Will it make it up the mountain? Susan, I don't think we'd want to drive our scooters up the mountain. No. Maybe if there's a bike lane, I don't know, but I don't know if it can go up that hill. But anyway, okay, Ross says it means cubic centimeter.
Yeah.
Okay. In California, if you are at 150 cc's or above, you're considered a motorcycle. If you are at 149 cc's and below, you're considered a scooter. Therefore, you don't need a motorcycle license. You don't even need to register the vehicle. It's basically a bicycle. You just can't ride it on sidewalks. You have to still follow the laws of as a motor vehicle, but you're not really considered a motor vehicle. This particular bike that we're getting is 168 cc's, which is just above the legal limit in California. And we're hoping that we could basically just not put on license plates and drive around as if it's a scooter because it looks like a scooter. Okay. It's just faster than the average scooter. To call, it looks like a Vespa, you put your feet on the platform. There's no gears or nothing. It goes 62 miles an hour. That's considered too fast to be a scooter, but will the police know that? Okay. Now we live in a town of thugs, and there's always something going on. Now, could me and Mark be a target riding our little scooters with our little puppies in a backpack? Sure, we probably could be targets. But
We shall be doing the targeting.
yes. And don't think we're not riding around with our little Shih Tzu backpacks on and we don't have guns on us. You're going to look at us and go, oh, look at this little interracial LGBTQ looking couple with their little Shih Tzus. No, we'll kick your ass.
Shoot you in the ass, one of the other.
I know.
Shoot you in the ass.
Anyway, I don't know. So I don't know. If we have to, we'll probably do it. Damn.
As we get older, we'll just be ass shooters, not ass kickers.
Yeah, we'll be ass shooters, not kickers. Damn, that's correct. Below 150. So, anyway, am I ruling out the idea of licensing it? No, I've already checked into how much it will cost. It's affordable. We could afford it. Maybe after we get them when we're riding around and we see the potential of getting ticketed or cited, we'll feel that out as it happens. But I don't know. We just know that we live in a place that anything goes right now. We're riding a bike, we're riding a little motorcycle on the street, and we both know how to ride motorcycles. I don't know. I just don't. Maybe Mark, maybe we're at the point where we're just sick of it and don't care anymore.
You don't care.
Just don't care anymore. You don't care anymore.
You try caring your whole life. You try caring your whole life, and then they prove to you
Mhm.
that you were wrong.
Right.
You were wrong.
Yeah.
To care is silly.
And there's a part of you that thinks, you know what? You have let in millions of people into this country. These people are now in apartments and houses and hotels our tax dollars are providing all of it. Because, nobody else is paying for it. There is nobody else paying for it. These are all of our tax dollars. So you have all of these people coming in. They're being supported in hotels, Airbnbs, houses, people's backyards on the street. We're feeding them, we're clothing them, we're educating them. And these are millions of people. And I have to be worried on whether or not my little scooter is going to get registered. You know what? They could all go to hell. They could all go to hell. And you know what? And if it comes down to it, if I do get pulled over and if it's not registered or whatever, and if they haul it away, well, you know what? You can have my $1,300 scooter and I'll just buy a new one. I don't know. But I'm just done caring and putting so much thought into everything when we're being completely raped by illegals and being raped by Ukraine and being raped by Palestine and being raped by the Biden administration. I don't give a shit about my little scooter. I just don't. Or buy a four-wheeler. Yep. It's why Steve wants out of California. Okay, so we met Susan and we hooked up with her for a weekend in Bullhead or whatever. And I'd never really been to Bullhead and stuff. I had so much fun. And it's funny because even though the speed limit was ridiculously slow, I just kind of felt like you could do more there. Like, don't get me wrong, Laughlin and Bullhead are ugly as hell. Ugly as hell. And I'll tell you, probably the majority of the time you're living there, it's hot and miserable. But I had so much fun in the fact that you can get into like an off-road vehicle and just tear up the place and go wherever you want.
For miles.
For miles and miles.
For miles.
And we met some great people. It's a small town. And so you meet people that are just down to earth and kind and nice. And
Not worried about looks.
they're not worried about the looks. Yeah. It's funny. I am I am a somewhat superficial person. I think we all are, but it really feels good to go somewhere and everybody is casual. You know, we're used to going to LA or to the coast or something. And, you know, what we sit here and worry about? Oh, Havasu is similar to Bullhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been to Havasu
I
either.
think Havasu is pricey.
Yeah. I think Havasu is more popular and it's pricier. What about Parker? Isn't that another river town?
Yeah, but the last time I was in well, it was years ago, but God, was it ugly.
Yeah.
God, was Parker ugly. And like there was one grocery store. Oh, it was ugly.
But
If you wanted lunch, you went to the gas station.
oh Lord. But we're definitely looking to downsize. Okay, do we love okay. You're never going to meet someone who is more of a California person than me. Absolutely love California. Always have the most beautiful places here. I can't say the same about the people, but although we do know some great people. But in general, as a culture, no, it's not warm. It's not anything, but if you could find the right people, you could find people anywhere, but it's too expensive. It's too crowded. It's getting harder to have a good experience. No matter how much money you spend, it's getting harder to have a decent experience. And maybe it's because we have not broke into a higher experience due to finances. How can I put it? I mean, there are people who can eat the best thing on the menu at McDonald's. Then there's some, we're the kind of people that go to like fancy places and get what we can afford, knowing that we are going someplace out of our league because we like to do nice things and we could fit in. But we do like to do nice things that are expensive or luxurious. So we try to do it on a budget.
Yeah.
But we also like down to earth stuff too. So that's why we really like Havasu and Bullhead, because you could show up in town. You can roll out of bed and no one's gonna care. I mean, and I'm not saying that I prefer life that way.
Crocs and your cargo shorts.
Yeah, Crocs and cargo shorts. But I don't know. It just seemed like a place where nobody was in competition and nobody cared. Like, if we're gonna do something here in California, we're so fixated on what we're gonna wear. And I have to go get the car cleaned. I can't arrive in an ugly car or in a luxury car that's dirty. Or, are these shoes gonna match or whatever? And I'm not saying I like all of that too, of course. But Bullhead and Laughlin are a place where you can go and be dirt poor. No one gives a shit. They don't care what you look like because they're not there to look at you anyway. And they're not there to be seen either. So everybody just has a good time and not caring. I don't know. Oatman. Oh my God. We went to this cute town called Oatman.
That was adorable.
It was adorable. It was like a ghost town, but people lived in it. But it was a mining place in Arizona. And the whole place is overrun by burros. So it's all dirt roads. You drive down the dirt road and you just see all these donkeys everywhere. It was so cute. And there was these locals, like the women run these. They sit out in front of the porches in front of their business and they're interacting with the donkeys and the tourists are watching. And these women are dancing. They're dancing with the donkeys. It was cute. And this one woman had a cast on her leg. And come to find out that the donkey that she was dancing with broke her leg. But I'm sure it was an accident, but but she just loved the donkey. And I remember his name is Oliver. And she was dancing with Oliver. And then, giving him treats or something. And then she'd say, "Oh, give me a kiss." And then Oliver kissed her. But there was a couple other ones that they had trained too. And I thought it was so sweet. But that's a neat town. Oatman, Arizona. We went into the hotel there, and it was one of these places that are covered with dollar bills. And we've all been to those places that will have dollar bills on the wall. This had layers of them, so it had been there so long that they had to like create layers of dollar bills over the other dollar bills. Anyway, they had a dollar bill in there that Ronald Reagan had signed, and they lacquered over it to preserve it.
Yeah.
And then this hotel was also a hotel. All you old people who know who Clark Gable is, Clark Gable and actress Carol Lombard got married. And they were kind of the it couple at the time. So the paparazzi was chasing them and they wanted privacy. So they did their honeymoon in this hotel in this city, Oatman, with all the donkeys, Oatman, Arizona. And they preserved the bedroom. So you go up the stairs and there's a gift store. And on the other side of it is the room that they had. So that was pretty cool. So I got pictures of that. And but it's a cute little town. Crazy fun, isn't it? It is. Ooh, I thought the story was going to go in the wrong direction. We fed the ones we see when we're on various beaches with our pontoon boat. Wild burros and bighorn sheep. Really, Ross? Where do you see them in your boat? That would be so cool. I've only seen a bighorn sheep one time, and it was the neatest thing ever. It was I'm assuming it was a bighorn sheep. I don't know, maybe it's called something else, but when I was a trucker, I was in Warm Springs, Nevada. And there were these cliffs. I'm hoping it's the right city name. I think it is. But I was in the middle of nowhere and I had to take my 10-hour break. And so I took it in the middle of nowhere. It was near Area 51, actually. And I woke up the next morning and there was an RV parked next to my truck out in the middle of nowhere. And I looked out my window and they had a telescope and they had it fixed on these cliffs. And I'm trying to figure out what they're looking at. And anyway, as I'm getting dressed and getting ready for my day, I can hear this this big loud noise of hitting, like things hitting, right? And so I'm like, what the hell is that? And I could hear it echoing through the whole like canyon. And what it was is I got out of the truck and I saw the couple sitting there looking at a telescope and they like waved me over. And I'm like, and so I go over there, they go, "Hey, take a look at this." And so I look in the telescope and up on the cliffs were two rams or bighorn sheep. I don't know what they were fighting and they were hitting each other in the head. And I couldn't believe the noise that created. It was awesome. Between Topok and Lake Havasu, tons of wildlife. You two would love it. Where's Topok? I've heard of that. Have you heard of that, Mark?
Where?
Topok.
Oh.
It must be a river town if she's mentioning it. Topok is basically just south of the 40 bridge over the river.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's south of Needles. Because Needles is at the 40, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. Topik it just over the bridge. Oh, Topik is just over the bridge. Okay, Topik. Okay. But I'll tell you what was also a real eye opener. Okay, so we on the way to Laughlin, we spent $6 a gallon on gas because I have to have premium in the car. But I also like to put racing fuel with it. So just so you guys know, okay, a premium fuel is 91 octane. Okay. The higher the octane, the faster the burn or the slower the burn, right, Mark? It's slower.
Hotter.
Oh, it's hotter. Okay. You get a cleaner result in the engine. It explodes. It's a clean explosion in the engine because you're just having explosions in your engine the whole time. That's what's making it going. Okay. Anyway, my car requires a higher octane. Okay. Most European cars do, and high performance cars. So that's 91 octane. Racing fuel, the ones that I'm familiar with anyway, are anywhere between 100 and 110 octane. Okay, that boosts the octane. Now that just means it's more expensive fuel, but and it's better for your engine. It's a cleaner fuel. It's whatever. So I've been putting that into the Mercedes, but not, of course, filling it up because racing fuel is $10 a gallon. So I'll get like 5 gallons, and then I will fill it up with the other 91 octane, which has been great for my car, and it's actually been good for Mark's car too. But so I spent $6 a gallon to get to Laughlin. When we left Laughlin, we paid $3.50 a gallon, $3.59 for a gallon of premium. It's close to being double. Like, how is it that Arizona can sell gas for $3.59 and California is selling it for $6? Like, I don't understand. And I'm going to tell you what happens is the gas is here in California and it gets pumped into a truck, and then it goes over into Arizona and gets pumped into the ground. So these gas companies are paying these companies to deliver gas, paying a truck driver to do it. They pay for all the licensing and fees and tolls and everything for these vehicles. And to go from California to Arizona, gas is $3 something. But the gas that's actually manufactured here and is here in tanks in California costs $6 a gallon. It makes no sense. Getting ready to go up again in Cala. Oh, I'm sure it is. It's going to go up again. Simple. It's not taxed $2.25 a gallon like California. It's bullshit, Ross. And see, and that's another reason why I want to get a scooter. See, imagine me and Mark have scooters, okay? So let's say there's an earthquake. Let's say they open the border fully and everybody's coming in and everybody in California is like, I got to get the hell out. Let's say when the zombies take over. Let's say when the aliens come. Me and Mark, and while you're all in your little cars and it's all congested on the freeways, me and Marquina will be on our little scooters, zipping around with our backpacks, with our Shih Tzus hanging out, and our guns in our pockets. And we are going to go up and down, and we're going to get the hell out of here while you're all waiting. That's what we're doing on our scooters. What's that?
Little 380 pistols, little pocket pistols.
Oh, a purse pistol. Absolutely choking us to death in Texas, really, Ross. Anyway, so that's the plan. Me and Mark are getting our scooters, we're getting our Shih Tzus, and we're gonna say screw everybody. We'll get in our scooters, go eat somewhere. I don't know. I mean, we pretty much know we're not taking over the world anymore, so we're done colonizing. Mark said we sweep the streets we used to own. Oh, the trash man is here. Let's see if all the trash makes it into the truck. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be on tomorrow, so 3 p.m. Pacific. August is gonna go on. Hi, Amy. How are you, dear? By the way, you two have to eat. Oh, at Ancho's in at Riverside. I have eaten at Ancho's. I'm surprised they're still there. Are they? They're on Hull, aren't they? I think they're on Hull Street, near between Tyler and Magnolia. Yeah, I'm very familiar with that area. I ate there a while ago. It was actually, they've been there a long time. Is Mark still making lanterns? Yes, he's taking a break right now because of his wrist. But yeah, he's still doing it. He's still doing wood stuff. Just a lot slower, and the market has slowed down too. So I'm still, I'm having a hard time getting people to show up to buy fish. I still try. I just renewed my ads yesterday. And Bye, Lovey. Bye, Susan. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna go live tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific. I'm gonna have Janie on. So if you guys want to write to us, askhagatha@gmail.com. You could ask a question and we'll answer it on the show. Or even, I should expand it even into secrets. Do you have an anonymous secret that you want the world to know? That'd be fun, huh? You guys could write in your secrets. Whatever, just add to the show. It'll be fun. If you don't want people I won't tell people who you are. But yeah. Okay, you guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Love you.